Krishna devotees, welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam Stuti series. So today's shloka is shloka number 8 of chapter 33, canto 3, where Devahuti is glorifying Lord Kapila, her son. And this is the last shloka of the Stuti series for Devahuti. Tam tvamaham brahma param pumamsam
Tam tvamaham brahma param pumamsam
pratyaksrotasyatmani samvibhavyam
pratyakshrotasyatmani samvibhavyam
Svatejasa dhvastaguna pravaham
swatejasadvasta guna pravaham
Mande Vishnum Kapilam Vedagarbham.
Vande Vishnum Kapilam Vedagarbham.
Word meaning, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tam, unto him,
Unto him,
Tvam,
you,
Aham,
aham,
I,
I,
Brahman,
Brahman, Param,
Supreme,
Pumamsam,
Supreme Personality of Godhead.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Pratyak Srotasi,
Pratyakshrotasि,
turned inwards. Atmani, in the mind. Samvibhavyam, meditated upon, perceived. Swatejasa, by your own potency. Dvasta, vanished. Gunapravaham, the influence of the modes of material nature. One day, I offer obeisances. Vishnu, unto Lord Vishnu. Kapilam, named Kapila. Vedagarbham, the repository of the Vedas. Translation. I believe, my Lord, that you are Lord Vishnu himself, under the name of Kapila. And you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme
Brahman.
The saints and sages, being freed from all the disturbances of the senses and mind, meditate upon you. For by your mercy only can one become free from the clutches of the three modes of material nature. At the time of dissolution, all the Vedas are sustained in you only. Okay? Prabhupada, there's a short purport to this particular shloka. Prabhupada is writing, Devahuti, the mother of Kapila, instead of prolonging her prayers, summarized that Lord Kapila was none other than Vishnu, and that since she was a woman, it was not possible for her to worship him properly simply by prayer. It was her intention that the Lord be satisfied. The word pratyak is significant. In yogic practice, the 8 divisions are yama, niyam, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Pratyahara means to wind up the activities of the senses. The level of realization of the Supreme Lord, evidenced by Devahuti, is possible when one is able to withdraw the senses from material activities. When one is engaged in devotional service, there is no scope for his senses to be engaged otherwise. In such full Krishna consciousness, one can understand the Supreme Lord as he is. So what does Prabhupada mean by engaging our senses? Well, see, we can either engage our senses in satisfying ourselves, or we can engage our senses in satisfying the Supreme Lord. So what's an example of engaging our senses to satisfy ourselves? So for example, if you want to go watch a movie because it helps you, uh, you know, think about something else for a while and to be lost in another world, then that is trying to satisfy yourself. But if Lord Narasimha's movie is there in the movie theater and we want to go watch that movie so we can absorb ourselves in the thoughts of Lord Narasimha and his great devotee Prahlad Maharaj, then you are engaging your senses to satisfy the Supreme Lord. So even when it comes to eating outside food, when we go to eat outside food, then we are doing it to enjoy ourselves because we enjoy the ability to experience a different variety of foods, because we personally may not be making all those varieties at home. Therefore, we are tempted to eat varieties outside. Now, the same thing, if we find a restaurant that is cooking for the Lord and then offering that bhoga to the Lord and then distributing that bhoga as prasadam, technically speaking, they are actually putting prasadam on sale. Then you could say, yes, I'm still enjoying the aspect of various delicacies, but this time, simply because I'm eating prasadam, I am satisfying the Lord. So like this, you can translate enjoying your senses for your own desire or using your senses to satisfy Krishna. So similarly, if you want to go on vacation, for a devotee, what is vacation? For a devotee, vacation means to go on a Tirth Yatra. Because then that is feeding the soul. I was listening to a beautiful presentation of the introduction to Nectar of Devotion by His Grace Sundar Nityananda Prabhu, who is teaching Bhakti Shastri classes and Bhakti Bible classes to our temple devotees, our congregation members. And he was talking about the true meaning of this Bhoga Tyaga. It was very fascinating. It was a new realization for me. What does Bhoga mean? Bhoga means to enjoy. Tyaga means to reject. It's the opposite of enjoyment. And in the Nectar of Instruction, there is a phrase that specifically says that we are always engaged in the cycle of Bhoga Tyaga, Bhoga Tyaga, Bhoga Tyaga. And Bhoga, for example, let us say I like gulab jamun and I like consuming gulab jamun. So I would have made say 25 and I will consume 4 or 5 every day. But beyond 4 or 5, I may not be able to consume. So this bhoga is enjoying those 4 or 5 gulab jamuns, after which your stomach and your mouth says enough. So you are forced to give up that enjoyment, and that is called tyaga. So the entire human experience is based on this. We enjoy a vacation up to a certain point and then we have to give it up. We enjoy a movie up to a certain time, then we have to give it up. Everything in our life is this cycle of bhoga tyaga, where we want to enjoy, but at the same time, we're forced to give it up because the enjoyment cannot continue. We cannot sustain it. And Prabhu was beautifully explaining that this bhoga tyaga is because we are trying to satisfy ourselves. And he asked a very nice question. He said, what is our eternal nature? Is our eternal nature bhoga or is our eternal nature tyaga? What do you think is the right answer? Eternally, are we engaged in bhoga or tyaga on the soul level? What is the answer to that question?
Tyaga, Mataji.
No. Actually, it is bhoga. Because in the spiritual world, you are enjoying 24/7. There is no interruption in your enjoyment. You don't have to give it up because this kind of enjoyment just keeps increasing and increasing and increasing unlimitedly. So our constitutional position as a soul is to do bhoga. But this bhoga is spiritual bhoga. So it is only spiritual bhoga that gives you everlasting, unending, ever-increasing sense of bliss. And that is the difference between the material world and the spiritual world. In the material world, you are forced to give up your bhoga because you cannot sustain it anymore. Whereas in the spiritual world, there is nothing but bhoga for you. 24/7 enjoyment with Krishna. It is never interrupted. You never have to give it up. So there is no concept of tyaga in the spiritual world. It is bhoga for all of the jivatmas because they are enjoying themselves with the Supreme Lord. So here, Devahuti is concluding her prayers and offerings to Lord Kapila by recognizing that her son is none other than Lord Vishnu himself. And she's specifically calling out that the saints and sages know that the true bhoga is actually to be connected to Krishna. Therefore, they can easily give up the material sense enjoyment because that seems very cheap and unsatisfactory compared to spiritual enjoyment. So material enjoyment will always be temporary. Spiritual enjoyment is eternal, unlimited, ever expanding. So once these sages and rishis have controlled their senses and mind, then by the Lord's mercy himself, they are able to meditate upon. And thus they come out from the clutches of the three modes of material nature. They come out from Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun and reach that stage of pure goodness or Shuddha Sattva. And thus we can see how Devahuti, although there is no mention of her going to Vedic school and learning about the absolute truth, somehow or the other, she seems to be aware of all of these transcendental topics. So this is the nature of pure devotion, that when you perform pure devotion, then the Lord reveals himself to you internally.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.